One day, a young boy came to see Joseph Murphy, Dr. Joseph Murphy, and he told Joseph Murphy that his father was always fearing not having enough money. The boy was complaining to Joseph Murphy because they did not have enough money to go to college, for him to go to college, because his father was always in debt. He had to pay the mortgage and he couldn't afford to send his son to college. And his son really wanted to go to college. So he came to Dr. Joseph Murphy for answers, for guidance, for advice. Dr. Joseph Murphy went to see the father. And he was not shocked at the situation of this particular man, because this particular man was impregnating the subconscious mind with thoughts of poverty. Think riches and riches will follow. Think poverty and poverty will follow. As simple as it is. His father was always talking about lack, not having enough, fearing debts, poverty, impoverishment, etc., etc. So Joseph Murphy told him that he told this man that he needed to change his mind and grow into a wealth consciousness. So this man, the father, every night prior to sleep, he would say to himself, he would pray in this manner: God is my constant supply of abundance and riches, and gives me what I need in all instantaneously. And he will repeat this during the day as well, when negative thoughts, when contradictory thoughts would come to his mind. And at the beginning, for the first few days, he would have to do this 40 to 50 times during 1 hour. Yes, during 1 hour, he would have to do it 40 to 50 times. Keep on replacing his thoughts, his negative thoughts, his contradictory thoughts with positive thoughts. However, after a few days, the momentum he had gained from replacing those negative thoughts, those contradictory thoughts, with positive thoughts, positive counterparts, the momentum was there, and he did not have those negative thoughts anymore. And after some time, after a while, he won a lottery ticket that paid off all his debts. All of his debts. And his son ended up going to university and being very grateful. And both the father and the son had increased their belief in the power and the supply, the infinite supply within, of the riches and the abundance that come from the universe and from within. And they no longer fear poverty, emergencies, debts, etc., because they knew they could constantly revert back to the power and the infinite supply within. So why am I telling you this story? This story is one of the most touching stories I've heard from Joseph Murphy. Why? For a simple reason. I really do believe it's very practical. Because it gives you a straightforward method to deal with your situation. When you have limiting beliefs, replace those limiting beliefs with the counterpart affirmation intention. If you have limiting beliefs when it comes to money, and the words you always use with your mind are words such as, I cannot afford it, I'll never going to make this money, I'm always lacking money, I'm always behind on the rent, blah blah blah, those kind of shit, right? This kind of shit. So what you want to do is, every time a thought of that nature occurs in your mind, you replace it with a positive counterpart. If you say, I'm lacking money, just say, I always have money. Simple as that. Whatever words you want to use. If you say, I don't know how to make ends meet, say, God is my constant supply. If you're Christian, if you're not Christian, the universe is my constant supply. I'm happy and grateful to have so much money. I'm happy and grateful to make more and more money. Whatever makes you feel better. And it doesn't have to say be something like grandiose. If your negative thoughts are like, I cannot make ends meet, or I need this money, or I fear that I will never have money, it doesn't have to be replaced by I'm a millionaire, because this is so far away from where you are now that this belief you have right now will not work in your favor. But for example, if you have this limiting belief, that's why Joseph Murphy always advised to stay general. Instead of giving a particular amount of number, he would say something like, God is my constant supply. I always have more than enough. Things like that, more general, but still positive, but not too far-fetched that your mind won't believe it. That's why it's important to choose the word that works better for you. And nobody can tell you. If you Google Joseph Murphy online, you will have tens and hundreds of different affirmations. I love Joseph Murphy. He's my favorite author when it comes to this subject, but I don't like his affirmations. What I mean is not that I don't like the concept behind those affirmations. Is great, but I don't use exactly the word used, because some of those affirmations are so long and they don't sit well with me. I rather use my own words, but that's me. You can, if you find an affirmation of his that you love, just by all means take it and use it. But the important thing is to replace your negative thoughts with positive affirmations, intention, all the time. It doesn't mean that if you miss it once you will die or things will not happen the way you want it. Do it as much as possible until the momentum is gone. That's how the negative thought and the limiting belief over time will be replaced by your positive counterpart. It's just injecting and immersing yourself and inundating your mind with so much positive affirmation that the negative limiting beliefs that you had before will be replaced by positive beliefs that work in your favor towards what you want. It's really as simple as that. So remember, the mental diet, the inner conversation that Neville Goddard talks about are pretty much the same thing as I said when it comes to Joseph Murphy. Just replace your negative thoughts with positive intentions and positive affirmation, whatever you call it, auto-suggestion, whatever you call it, the label doesn't matter. Joseph Murphy talks about when you plant the seed, you don't dig it out a few moments later. So when you plant a seed, when you do those affirmations in the morning and night, but carry on the day with negative thoughts, you are digging out this seed. So don't dig it out. When you plant the seed, when you do your affirmation in the morning, keep on going through your day, and every time you have a negative thought, on the spot you replace it with this positive counterpart. That's as easy as it is. Don't get me wrong. It takes time. It can be grueling and tiring, but it will be automatic. After a while, once you loop it for a while, once you have this mental loop, you will repeat your positive affirmation without even realizing it. So take your time and you will get better, I guarantee you. And I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for listening until the end. Please like, subscribe, and when you do comment on something that might be useful for me for future videos, so I can answer your question. Or if you have any question, just leave it in the comment box and I will answer them whenever I can. Thank you so much. And yeah, please, this bell button thing, press on it so you get notified when that. And for more information on me, for online coaching, whatever, everything is in the description box below. And I hope I'll hear from you very soon. Thank you so much and see you next time.